Personal log entry number 4940. It's 1100 hours of January the 2nd of 2024. Now this is something I want to share with people. Unlimitation or unlimited resources or unlimitedness of resources is more than just a trait of reality. It's a way of living. When you look at it from the third density perspective, there are so many beliefs, so many customizations, so many acclamations to things being a certain way. This is the way so many people, these are the ways that so many people define life. Limitless resources would not be able to express itself within those confines. So if you truly want to have limitless resources, that's an overhaul of your consciousness to be able to co-create that. And so that's a significant amount of work, because otherwise all that comes along with limitless resources, all the rhythms of life that come with that, that's a whole different set of rhythms from the idea of rhythms with limited resources. So to shift to a life of limitless resources is a big shift, because you have to go ahead and retune so many subroutines in your emotionality, so many subroutines in the mentality, and even some subroutines in the second density structure, but not a whole lot. It requires a very great openness. So if you truly want limitless resources, you have to go way beyond just working in the physical reality to bring that to fruition. You have to go ahead and work that out in your consciousness. And that going from where I was to where I'm at now, which isn't even there yet, but it's most of the way there, was a lot of work. But I really need to be there in the high 90s to 100% to be able to actually have limitless resources here on Earth. We are one. Everybody's reflective and expressive of my own consciousness, my own choice of consciousness, my own excitement, also within the confines of my own beliefs. So in that way, I both choose what I want to be and limit what can be. When I go ahead and work the two to where one falls within the confines of the other, and the one that falls within the confines of the other is the one that I want the most, then I can truly have in each and every moment what my own highest excitement is. Now, I've already integrated into oneness in a very significant way, because I'm already living in the way that Aradev's race does in many facets of my consciousness. Hence the idea of figuring out in oneness between myself, the Draconians, and Aradev what a matrix is. That was a very deep experience. And I actually realized I've already been doing this to an extent. But that extent increased quite significantly. So I'm literally living in oneness with these guys. It goes deeper than telepathy. It goes deeper than empathy. It's existing as a single consciousness. It's sharing in a very deep way, where we're reflections and expressions of each other and of each other's own excitements. So when there's a desire in me to something, there's a paralleling desire to share something, a desire for me to have something, like knowing what a matrix is. There was a paralleling desire to have it. This is a small piece of what the oversoul consciousness is like, where the oversoul consciousness, when something is wanted to be experienced, it's immediately experienced. I've aligned a portion of my consciousness with this, to where when I want to know something, I can know it immediately by figuring it out myself, together with experiencing Aradev's consciousness and the Draconian consciousness. It's sort of a synchronistic kind of thing, where I use the foundations that I've created to go ahead and build new information. But I happen to do it so gracefully, so seamlessly, almost like the human calculator, who I believe has many Guinness World Records with respect to the idea of doing calculation mentally. It's also kind of similar to the framework in that it's a synchronistic manifestation of expression. The very same thing is going on with me, and it's a perfect expression for what I like, because I do like to figure things out on my own. So it's a perfect blend of figuring things out supremely quickly, while still doing things step by step, but also doing things quickly enough to where I can attain the state of being that I want to attain while going down the road archetype that I want to go down. So everything is going in exactly my most preferred way when it comes to this. And I'm really happy that I've achieved this. And hopefully, well, more than hopefully, I share this. It is my own highest excitement to share this. And what's the correct energy here? What's the thing that's the most expressive of me, the last part? It is my own highest excitement to share this in the moment. I'll be loved unconditionally if we acclimate to that. We share this with you should you desire to have it. That's it. This concludes this entry. January 2nd, 2024, 17:35 hours. Little thing to go ahead and note for this entry. I talk about all these things that I'm able to do. I wish to go ahead and remind everybody that in our oneness, in Source being the same root for myself as it is for all things, everybody has capability. Everybody has the exact same infiniteness. In that way, because we are all expressions of Source, we have Source's infiniteness. So my infinite capability is literally your infinite capability. And there's a version of me for every experience imaginable. That means I can be a reflection for whatever experience you could possibly want to have. For every experience you could want to have with me, there is a version of me. This applies to all things, because there's a version of everybody. For everything that Source could possibly do as anybody. I wanted to go ahead and share that as a reminder to remember that you guys have that infiniteness, and to not look at me as a greater or a lesser, but as an echo of your own self. That's the end of this one.